Are you still there? Good, because you're in for another ride. Today, let's talk about the causes of failure in international negotiations. You learned the challenges and the ways on how to overcome these challenges, but wait, you found yourself in a troubling situation because none of the techniques worked. That's no good. Maybe it's you, maybe not. Maybe it's the strategies you used. Then again, maybe not. What else is here to blame? Well, maybe you're blaming the wrong thing. There are a lot of reasons why international negotiations fail, and it's not just because of you or the strategy you used. In some cases, signs of failure emerge not during the negotiation, but during the execution phase, when agreements are being implemented. We'll talk about that here in this lesson. Now, by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to learn and identify other causes of failure in international negotiations. According to Lauder-Codd, there are 3 primary reasons why negotiations fail in some cases. Even though you did your best, there are just some things that are out of your control. First is the attitude. Some company practices are just not fit for global business practices, making international negotiations a challenge, and in some cases a failure. For instance, it may be the company leaders being unable to communicate their intentions for the negotiations, or some of them consider aspects such as language, time zone differences, and trade laws the biggest hindrance to pursuing a negotiation with their counterparts. Or they just don't prioritize international negotiations compared to their domestic goals and interests. Other reasons can include the following according to Lauder-Codd. They see foreign business is an extension of domestic business. They cannot trust foreign companies. They fear the company going international can have opposite effects. They failed in previous international negotiations and are simply too tired to deal with one another. They are motivated to do negotiations because of coincidences. The second one is all about recognizing rules. In almost all negotiations, or in general, business or procurement transactions, there are rules, or call it a rule book if you may. Why most negotiations fail is because the 2 parties did not recognize the rules. The trick here is that these rules are usually unspoken, so it's hard to determine what rule the other party expects you to keep up. Another challenging thing about this whole ordeal is that there can be more than one rule book, which makes things a whole lot more complicated. By the way, rules and rule books depend on which country you're planning to negotiate with, so that's one more factor to consider. Sometimes things just don't work out because there are too many rules the other party is expecting, while the other party cannot recognize those rules. The last one is about the problem not being related to culture. Let's not focus on the idea that a negotiation failure is always because of culture. While culture plays a significant role, it's crucial to recognize that negotiation failures often result from a mix of factors, including but not limited to cultural differences. Several factors can come into the situation, aside from culture, that can make or break your negotiations. It's not all about culture. There are other factors to consider, such as individual differences, company incompatibilities, misaligned goals, and so on. Katie Schonk, who wrote a blog about why negotiations fail in the Harvard Daily blog, also noted 3 important reasons why some negotiations fail as well. The first reason is that we walk away from a good deal. Business negotiators often face deadlock, even when their best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA, is less favorable than the current deal. This can happen due to threats, strong emotions, or overconfidence, which are common factors leading to such errors. The second reason is that we make a deal we later regret. In business negotiations, there's also the risk of agreeing to a deal that's worse than your best alternative to a negotiations agreement, or BATNA. That can happen when you fail to realize that you've missed out on a potential value, deal, or client until later. For instance, you might believe you've got a good supplier when you didn't research or look for other suppliers, compare your current options, or seek the most favorable relationships or deal with them. It's similar to buyer's remorse when you realize you could have gotten the same quality at a lower price or something similar. In this case, you may regret not bargaining or haggling more when it's possible. And the third reason is that we seal a deal that is too weak to last. Another type of failure in business negotiations is when an agreement is successfully reached but fails shortly after doing the implementation stage. These deals often fail because conflicts were addressed during negotiations or because the agreement needed a solid structure. For instance, you might not have agreed properly in the terms of the contract, or maybe there was a miscommunication about a certain term of condition. Whatever it is, that might be the reason why your negotiation failed. And there we have it. You have reached the end. Kudos to you. To summarize everything so far, you learned the following valuable lessons. The 6 common reasons why negotiations fail. Although culture is important, it's not always about culture. Great job on finishing this lesson. See you in the next one.